good people? Saturday, December 3rd, 2022. This is Spade of Spades podcast. We're back with another edition of the show.
Yes, sir.
First of a back-to-back.
Yes, sir.
We got a special guest in the building.
Yo,
what's up, brother?
Ain't too much, man.
How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
So, okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna start off by saying I've spent thousands of dollars on stuff from them.
Yes.
Yes, I go in there all the time. I haven't been recently. I've been trying to cut back a little bit, but but I spent so much money in that store, and I remember the first time I went, to shop, and I was blown away by how warm the welcome was.
Important with us.
Yeah, because you know how, like, when you shop with us, right? You don't always receive a warm welcome.
Not at all.
And like that impression that I received that first day I walked in there, I was like, oh yeah, this is home. This is home. I'm gonna be coming back here again and again and again and again and again, just because of that first interaction.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off just by saying, on behalf of everyone within the community, if y'all don't hear it enough, thank you. Because that's one of the stigmas when it comes to shopping with us, is that you don't always get that great interaction from a customer service standpoint. And the fact that, literally every time I walk into the store, now some of the employees know me by name, but literally every time I walk in there, it's the same exact experience every single time.
So I was looking at Master P talk the other day, and he was asking somebody. He said he was in a class, and the teacher asked everybody, it's like, if you can answer this question, you'll pass. You only have to come back to class.
Yeah.
It was like the third day of class or something. And he said, what does McDonald's sell? And everybody, well, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, And everybody went across the room, and the teacher said, no, you're all wrong. They sell consistency, right?
Yeah.
And he said, when you go in there, you know exactly what you're going to get. That big red arch that they promote, you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And they've been selling consistency for a long time. So that's just to piggyback off what you just said about each time you come in there, it's the same feeling. And to be honest, one thing I learned about retail growing up young and working in the sneaker stores like DTLR, up against the wall and places like that.
Yep.
That first 15 seconds is so important, a greeting somebody. So we try to keep somebody as close as possible to the door at all times.
Right.
And you also want them to be comfortable. So it's like, it's an initial greeting, which is, man, hey, how you doing today? Or, good morning or good afternoon. Or just let me know if you need anything, And it's not hovering over top of them. Because, some people, they want to shop. I don't want you all over top and making them feel uncomfortable and things of that nature. But customer service is, honestly, our most important thing. And building the brand, one of the most important things that we focused on was making it a family brand and community brand, right? Families shop together, right? And as we all know, families come in 5s, they come in 30s, they come in 40s. So when we created the brand, that's one of the things that we focused on is we need to be able to carry kids' clothes all the way to a 67-year-old being comfortable. So the grandmother that comes in there, she got her 6 grandkids. Everybody should be able to leave out with something, you know? Right. And not only that, they need to be able to feel and see their own kind too. So it's one thing to say, oh yeah, Mo and G, them guys, they own the museum, this and that. But you walk in there, I might be in there. A lot of times I'm in there. Right. I'm in there. You might see me sweeping or all these different type of things. Yeah, so that goes a long way with people too. You know what I'm saying? So I try to do that as much as possible. Of course, I know it's gonna get to a point where we have different locations, and I'm not gonna be able to be as hands on as possible. But I don't never want to get away from the locations.
Right.
Me personally, it's just a blessing to be able to. I have a job where I do something that I really love that doesn't make it feel like it's a job for me. Mm-hmm. And I know growing up and, through my years of like having a couple different jobs is like, even with your peers, you listen to them and a lot of them, they hate their jobs. Yep. They wake up every morning dreading to walk in. And I feel like that's a blessing for me. So it's gotten to the point where it's not really about the money anymore with me. It's the fact that, one, I'm able to kind of set my own schedule. I'm able to pick my daughter up and drop her off at school. She's able to go to a private. I can afford her going to a private school. Mm-hmm. And I walk in there and wear what I want, and nobody's standing over top of me. I don't have like a big agenda where somebody's telling me, hey, do this from 9 to 5, right. And it's not that routine for me. So like, I know that part is a blessing, and I don't take that for granted, Mm-hmm. So whether the store did 20 million or it did 1 million, I'm very, very thankful and humble to be able to have the job that I have, though. I can honestly say that. And like I said, like with the brand, the consistency is so important, right? When it comes to the quality, when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to the brand integrity, you gotta, a lot of times when you think about it, it's not personal, right. For me, like I don't think something be like, we're gonna put this out because I wanted to put this out. Right. I literally look at the numbers. Right. You know what I'm saying? This black with white print sells, boom, boom, boom. Let's make that over again. You know what I mean? It's not, because this hoodie's so dope, I'm gonna put this out because Mo just likes this. Right. One of the biggest challenges of being a fashion designer is finding the medium point, right? Between an everyday customer and an extravagant customer. So the guy that wears the Balenciaga and the Mary jeans, and then John, who whatever's on the mannequin that matches with the Jordans, I want that whole thing right there. Right. So it's finding a brand and pieces that they both can, come to and say, okay, cool, I'm gonna grab that. Right. You know what I mean? So that's one of the toughest things that like I had to go through early on, trying to find that place,
that sweet spot.
You know what I'm saying? And make it work for everybody. Right. And then a lot of times I make things where the dad can dress like the son, right? The mom can dress like the daughter, right? Because we, a lot of times we, as black people, we criticize one another about stuff like that, right? And what's wrong with it? Right. I mean, it's a great thing. I don't know about most people, but I have one kid. She's 6 years old, and I mean, when she does something that's even small that I see myself in her, it's a moment, So think about me putting on the same sneakers and sweatshirt that we going places and people constantly just saying, y'all look so good together.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that's okay. We got to do a better job at like not being so judgmental amongst each other, and that's part of having a business too, and understanding that, like, even building a community here in the DMV area. And I say the DMV area because I'm from DC. I ride or die with DC. But when it comes to business, it's not us against each other here locally. That's one of the biggest messages I try to push to the other brands. And not just the other brands, but people who got restaurants, like, it's not us against each other. It's been proven that we all can make money in this short span that we have of what we call like surrounding cities, right? And it's been proven for over 30 plus years. So what I'm saying is it's supposed to be us against the rest of the world.
Exactly.
We got to create a community, right? In a sense of, if you go to LA, right? I'll just break down a little bit of fashion. If you go to LA and you go on Melrose, right? You have 13, 14 streetwear brands on within like 3 blocks of each other. But it's a community, and tell you why it's important for that community. Because if I'm an out-of-towner and I say, hey, I want to go and get these sneakers from Undefeated, right? If they don't have them, I know that Union might have them, Stussy might have them, American Rag might have. You know all those places right there. So I'm not just going for that one place. I know I'm going to be able to maximize on that place. Right. So museum might not carry this, but Lovemore carries this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Museum might not have the sweater, but they got this head I want. But Ricardo Deshawn has the button up that I want. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like building that community where people, like, it has to be like some type of hub. And hopefully I'll be able to create this for the other brands here, where it's only local based brands in one store. You know what I mean? I'm okay with it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. A lot of people, they're not okay with that. Like me, I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me.
So let's go back to the beginning where it all started.
That'd be so sweet.
Why did you want to get into fashion?
Okay, from very, very young. My dad Muslim. My dad been Muslim 55 years. I grew up in a Muslim household. Islam was pushed on us very young, gave us a lot of discipline, a lot of structure. Yeah. And my dad, like most Muslims, they dress. You know, my dad, tailored suit. Right. Yeah. You know, and I would watch. We would be out different places, and it'd be somewhere where the average person would probably wear a sweatsuit. My dad would be tucked up. You know what I mean? Bow tie, kufi matching the socks. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I will watch people just constantly compliment him. Yeah. Women, you know, God, man, look nice, man, this and that. And he would always wear, you know, his oils, which is that smell. So it was like, dang, he gets so many compliments. So I saw that young, you know. And my oldest brother, he was in the clothes early, and he was, you know, wearing Versace button-ups and stuff like that. And I would hear people around my neighborhood always be like, man, you know, your brother Lowe's, man, that's one fly dude, you know. And I was 6, 7, and, you know, man, I want to get like that too, you know. Okay. So that's where it kind of started early on. And then I was in high school, junior high school, elementary school. I mean, and I always try to tell people this, right? Because I don't really do a lot of podcasts, but I feel better because this might be my my only release, you know. So thanks for even allowing me to come in and, you know, release. So when I tell people about
that's what we're here for.
Yep.
When I tell people about like fashion, right, and what it means, right, it's so deep rooted sometimes that you don't even know that it's already in your blood. So for me, it kind of was already there. But and I always say that the proof is in the people, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody that ever went to Ella with me, middle school, high school, I had my sneakers been A1. I'm talking about, you can ask somebody that went to 5th grade. If I put some social media wise and be like, man, I've been doing this since Ella, they gonna be underneath there like, man, I remember when you had the Bo Jacksons early and this and that. I've been on that. So the first shop I ever used to go to that sold me sneakers early, I used to have to give them $20 extra. It used to be on Marlboro Pike. It used to be this joint called Athlete's Foot, right? And anybody on that side knew, like, you know, he getting the Dion's, you know, he sell them junk to you early 30. I'm young, I'm wearing like a 5. But I'm, you know, and shoes back then was $85. You know what I'm saying? So that 105, you was giving them like it wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that or whatever, and it started early for me, getting sneakers early. So I would try to find my way. Then it's so crazy. I ended up when I got to middle school. I also played basketball. You know, and a lot of people probably say I was very, very good, right? So you get the perks of that too, being a youngin'. So it used to be this Stride right in Wheaton Plaza. dude, he ain't care nothing about no release dates, about nothing. I would call every day. If I knew that Jordan was coming out, I would look in the East Bay Book or look in Slam Magazine and see the joint coming. And like, damn, 2 weeks out, I would call every day up there. And then he started seeing the consistency in me, right? 7th grade, 8th grade, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I was working a job at Howard University for my dad where I would sell programs at the games. I make me a little $200. You know, that was big when you're in 7th grade on a Saturday, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed my money, and he saw the consistency in me, the guy that owned it, right? His name was Todd back then. And when he started getting me, he just started calling. He would call my house phone, tell my mother, hey, you know, so we got these joints in, up tempos, whatever it was early, I wanted that. So I became addicted to that, you know. So I wore a uniform in elementary, and then I got to 7th grade, which at Alice Deal, which is one of the probably turning points in my life, you know what I mean? We stopped wearing uniforms, so now I gotta put it on every day. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure out, like, you know, you don't buy a bunch of different jeans. You get you a nice solid black pair. You get you a light sandy one. You get you a indigo blue one. Then you get a hard denim blue one. So, you know, you flip-flop through them throughout the week. You might, one of them going to hit twice. You know what I mean? So I would learn that too. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I got to like 9th grade, I really like, you know, I end up being on BT Mad Sports, like featured, you know, Slam Magazine, you know, all these different, you know, accolades for basketball. So I started having that light. So, you know, I had some people at Nike who used to put me down with the sample sales. I would go get them. This is 99. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was into that too. You know, I wish it was social media back then, you know, whatever. But I would do that, and then I met this guy. I grew up uptown on 14th Street, number 10 Boys and Girls Club, 14th and Clifton, Clifton Terrace side, both of them, you know, Fairmont, W Street, all the way down. So I grew up under Madness, right? Okay. Larry over there, Eddie Van, and Ty. But I met this guy named Rob from Shooter Sport, right? They had an &1 game here in DC, and they let me play in it because, you know, my handles was, you know, crazy. It made sense for that. It was at American University. Okay. So he was like, man, you know, you going to the game, man? I like you, shorty. He gave me a rack of clothes, right? And I was like, dang. And he gave my friends clothes who was with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, that's cool. Like, you know, a bunch of free clothes, you know? So, and at the time, it was like super big. I was super small. But you wore it anyway. It didn't matter. You know
Of course.
So,
at all, down to your knees.
One day I was telling him, like, you know, I can draw you some designs. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the 9th, 10th grade, you know? So I started, and he would pay me. Whether he used it or he didn't, he just paid me, like, you know. So I started doing that early, and, you know, he was like, man, you know, on some Saturdays, you know, you come work in the shop. I was like, all right. I would catch the train and go over there, you know. So, and then I came up under the Madness guys who always looked out for me because they were, you know, amongst the uptown, you know, whatever, the first of their kind too, though. So that's kind of how I started early with the fashion thing for me, though, for sure.
That's great. So museum, how you come up with the name, the museum?
Yes, I gotta make sure I continue to tell this story, right? So, like I said, I grew up under the brands Jodo, Madness, Shooters, All Days, Makunu, Aja Amani, Dirty Laundry, Pimp Town. Like, I remember Scrapers. I remember all of them. You know what I'm saying? City Life on Minnesota Avenue. You know, and how important those brands were for me growing up. They unified the city. You know what I'm saying? You knew where somebody was from based on kind of what they was wearing. You know, oh, shit, he probably from Minnesota Avenue. He got City Life on. You know what I'm saying? If he was wearing Madness, man, he from uptown. You know what I mean? So, and not only that, they were so deep rooted in the community, right? With the go-go bands, with the games down the farms, the &1 games, the DC versus New York games. They were funding all of those. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I grew up watching that, and then, you know, I end up going into music, just riding with my partner G. You know, he more of a music guy. It's not really my thing, but I do know marketing and branding. You know, so I end up going into music. I did about 7 years, 8 years. I was able to tour the world with Wale for 6 years, which was a wonderful thing. I've been everywhere, done everything from doing merch to road managing to, man, styling for videos, BET, the Grammys, everything. 20% of a song that's a platinum record. Like, I've done it all in music. I don't talk about that type of stuff because that's not really my passion. But it was a stepping stone along the way, you know. So we moved to Atlanta. Wale had got signed to Atlantic Records, right? Moved to Atlanta in a townhouse, about might have been like 11 of us in that joint, like 3-bedroom, you know. So grinding though, you know, got down there, found our way, you know, was able to meet some good people and things of that nature. I started focusing more on the merch and watching how much money these artists can make, you know. So I started designing the merch and producing it myself without the label. So I'm like, you know, while everybody else was up on stage dancing and, you know, got the girls and, you know, sipping and wine and, you know, got all the access, I was outside in the lobby with the square tucked on the top of my phone, swiping. Oh, you want the new Wale tee? Whoosh. Wale hat? Whoosh. And I was just explaining to him, like, man, if you do meet and greets, man, you can make a whole lot of money. And you can be able to pay your staff, everybody that's on the bus, without you having to wrestle with the label and them paying them, you know what I mean? So that was my hustle, you know what I mean? And living in Atlanta, Atlanta is definitely, like, you have to be kind of in the industry or, like, in retail kind of. I mean, because it's a lot of downtime there, and I'm not really used to that. You know, DC, if you ain't working, you on your ass. Excuse me. But if you ain't working, okay, yeah. If you ain't working, you on your ass for sure. Like, you can't do that here. But there is, like, you know, it's a false sense of, like, success too. You know what I mean? You can get tricked by a lot of people. You think they well off, and you know. So we came back home. I remember this RG3 era. I'm flying home every week to see this man. You know, Reds Commanders is my team, Redskins at the time. And you know, that energy that he brought to the city, I didn't experience that.
It was crazy.
I'm 38. I never experienced that.
Me either.
That shit that he brought to the city was a different thing, bro. Like, I could tell you that, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, the games packed everybody early. When the game over, people standing around, like, and the parties was dope. People wanted to come here. Every time you look up, Washington was on ESPN. You know what I'm saying?
But you, oh, my bad, not to cut you off, but like you felt that, like, you older.
I was in
than
Atlanta
us, so, like,
and felt that.
Wow, but like, you was older than us.
Yeah, and I felt that. I went through the Darryl Green era and all that.
But it was
never.
That was different.
Not once. Even the Sean Terry era. It was. RG3 might have been one of the biggest eras that come through the city. Like, I never felt no energy like that. Yeah. So we came home and I stayed for probably like about 8 days one time up in the Marriott. So I might never forget it. And I was like, damn, I ain't even really bring no clothes home like that or whatever. So we was, you know, just going around, you know, looking for shopping and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, none of the brands that we came up on are here anymore. Ooh, tough one for me. Because I knew how much that meant. And I knew DC and DMV, period. I knew that we don't get the respect we supposed to in fashion, but we are out in the front, though. And always been. We got our style. When you go somewhere outside the city, you can see somebody dressed like that. You automatically know, yeah, they from back home.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't care if it's Northern Virginia. They from back, and they walk different.
That's a
you
fact.
know what I'm saying? Like, the confidence level is through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm telling you, that's a fact.
It used to get so crazy that you could be in California, you would see somebody, they might have a shooter's hoodie on with some New Balance. Shit, he from home. I don't gotta know him, and when I saw him, I could be, what's up with you, man? Exactly. And we might even bond. I don't even speak to him back home, but we was able to bond. You know.
Oh,
so
yeah. It's
when
like
I saw that, I went back and I was like, man, this is crazy. Gee, like, I feel like we gotta do something, you know. And at the time, we still in music, still making money. Yeah. So this guy I know, I used to work with named James Whitner, who owns Armand Manier, Social Status, AP, All Points Bulletin. He owns. He has the most chain of stores of any African American sneaker boutiques and streetwear boutiques. Top of the line. He don't get a lot of highlight, but that's because he liked to stay where he at. But I came in and helped him build the store in Atlanta. So I learned a lot from just being under watching Nike accounts, holding $1 million, paying $1 million, all those things like that. So I was like, man, I kind of got it. I don't need much time because I'm like a sponge. I'm going to soak it up, figure it out, and then so I was like, man, I came home and we was with all my friends. We played like a game night. It was probably like 30 of us. And we was sitting around and I was like, man, what do we think? I got my homegirl. She had a pen and a paper. I was like, let's do some of the pros and cons of streetwear in the DMV area, right? And we went through the pros and cons. Yep. And we said, let's look at the different eras and let's look at some of the mistakes that they might have made, right? And it's nothing to any of the brands before me. But when you build in the business, those are things that you have to ask yourself.
You got to.
Because you're about to invest your money, your time, your livelihood, all that. So I looked at some of the areas where I felt like, they might have fumbled in, right? Yeah. So I said, if we do this, we have to do it like this, though. It's a new time. It's a new era. You got social media. You got e-commerce. Yeah. The fit is way different. Yeah. So I thought about that part, too. Then I said, how do you not become local? Right? And a lot of times with that is, first thing that roll off your tongue, the name. I said, we got to create something that they can't just say it's from DC.
DC.
And not only that, we got to create something that says, this ain't black owned. This is a brand that stands on its own. We got to think of two things that could bring two people together, no matter where they from, what they believe in, what their religion is, who they come up under. And that's art and fashion. When you go to the museum, you don't know nobody in there. That one painting or this one exhibit brought you and Tyrone from Minnesota in the same building because y'all got the same light, right? Yeah. Fashion is the same thing. You go to the mall and we both end up in Champs. We in it for one reason. We both looking for this particular shoe. We don't know each other.
Right. But
we was able to brush elbows next to somebody we never known.
Right.
So I said, if I can combine them two, because the clothes is the art. At the end of the day, every time somebody designs a hoodie, every time somebody designs a T-shirt,
does anything,
it's the artist. The artist did it. You know what I mean? So I said, the clothes will be the art. And we're going to create a creative space where people can come in and they might have walked in there blind to the fact, but when they leave, you feel different about colors. You feel different about where they walked into. They felt like it was home. They felt inspired when they left. Man, I just saw two young black guys that owned the shop was in there, and they was having a conversation about mental health. So I said, well, these are the things that I have to bring. It's got to be bigger than just clothes. Right. It has to be a creative space. It has to feel like home for all our people. All our people. At the end of the day, human beings. Right. No judgment when you come in there. I don't put price tags all on the stuff because sometimes I scare people away. Right. But the consistency is the product. The consistency is the fabric. You know what I mean? The consistency is how we make you feel when you walk in that door. Then you decide, you know what? It don't even matter what this particular thing costs. And I don't make no prices, nothing in my store outside of a Letterman jacket that's over $160. But an individual item, none over $85. Because I was able to make clothes for my people to be able to afford and not walk in a place of business and have to make a lifetime decision. Because $400 for some jeans, $700 for some jeans, $700. I'm going to say I'm building in the community. That's tough.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said
That's
it.
tough.
Because when
And
we
nothing
say
against nobody else because
Yeah.
there's a balance in everything.
But I'm glad
have
you
people
said
that
it, though.
sit here and supposed to shop to that particular person. You have the Louis Vuittons of the world and the different brands of the world that's supposed to charge it. I get it, but I'm just telling you that I did it my way.
Yes, sir.
G, we did it our way.
Yes,
we
sir.
created a brand where we can serve the people that we see every day, that we know that they work every day. This is their money. They should be able to come in and be able to get good quality items at a reasonable price.
I agree with you. I'm glad you said it because we said we broke. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pay for nothing. You'll make you spend all this money on other stuff. No, it's not.
Like I said, everything that we do is never personal.
Why is this hat $250?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, shouldn't be a lifetime decision. Though. Never. Should never be that.
It's crazy because everything you just described and said as far as why the name is what it
brilliant.
is.
That's brilliant.
It not only is it brilliant, because when you think of a normal museum, you have people from all different
walks of life
from all around the world that come to this one common place because they love art.
Yeah.
Right? And so, being as though they love art, and going back to my experience I had the first time I went into the store, everything you said and described is the feeling that I had when I left. As far as, oh man, nah, this is home.
Yeah.
I walked in, I didn't know anybody at all. I came to shop to support my people. And
they got a welcoming vibe.
Yeah, and now I go
that.
back down there every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
And I'm gonna tell you one of the important things, right? And I'm not saying this because I'm here. I don't really do. We got a lot of momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The store has had success. Like it was way before the Commanders thing. Like it's a wonderful thing. I'm just saying that like we've been able to pay the bills for 4+ years. Comfortably. And I never do like none of the podcasts. I don't. I want to. Greg is definitely that's his area.
Yep.
But one of the things that
Blessed to have you on.
made this mandatory for me is that I see how you pour into the brand consistently without me saying, hey, man, I ain't gonna do this and that. But for me, a lot of times, it's a big thing when I see somebody, because this is how I look at it, right? You wake up in the morning, right? You wake up in the morning and let's say your job, you have to be there at 8, right? You wake up at 6.
Yep.
You get dressed. You prep, whatever, 30, 40 minutes. You get into your car. Yep. You drive 20 minutes or whatever it might be in traffic. You get out the car. You go into this job. You work. Even if you're not doing as much, you work from 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever it might be. Yep. You get off, 30 minutes in traffic, getting home, take care of whatever you got to take care of home. When Friday comes, right, whether it be weekly or bi-weekly, right,
Yep.
you get paid for your time that you put in. It takes a lot for individuals to get up out of their car, walk into a place of business, go inside their wallet, pull out their card of the money that they worked for, right?
Yep.
And swipe right there. That's a commitment. And that's something that we take lightly a lot. They don't have to buy. This is the money they worked for. They can go spend it however they want to spend it.
Yep.
But they decide to spend it with me consistently. And I'm just not one of them people that goes underneath the rug with. Never. Because I understand it. This your money. You ain't have to go and spend that 140 and 160, You could have gave that anywhere else. You could have went online. You could have gave it to Czar, who already got $1 billion. Nah, but you gave it to me. And when I see that, it's a thing for me. You know what I mean? And I make sure that I show my love for that. And everything that I do reciprocates that particular thing, that investment. Yeah. That's somebody investing in the brand every day when they come in, buy something. You know, I got some people I've never seen outside the museum. Not the clothing store, I'm talking about in the clothes. We got some real cult people, man. I'm talking. I see them out in restaurants there, and they have on at least one piece. So some of the fight for that is some of them been coming since 2019, 2018. Some of them 2017, consistently, week after week. How do I charge them full price? I can't. I can go on wax and say it. I don't give a fuck about how anybody else feels about that. I'm just telling you how I feel. Yeah. This is my business. We make the decision like this. So it's no way I can. Yeah. Do they get first dibs on when stuff come out? Absolutely. They get a text message. They got the personal number. Yeah. Some of them, they have been there since 2017.
You got to treat your good customers great, man.
Yeah.
You got to.
And I'm thankful for that, though. Because a lot of people, they be like, yeah, we know what. Nah. I know what it's like. To go buy a Letterman and spend $350. I had somebody just came there the other day. I said, "Why are you buying the first Letterman again?" Shh, why not? I bought my first one in 2018. I said, "Dad, that's crazy," and they okay with that, and I'm okay with that, you know. But I do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, greatest thing I could tell people is do right by people. Yep. Museum is reaping the benefits of planting seeds 10, 9, 8 years ago. You gotta be okay with that. You gotta be okay with waiting and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna benefit later," and we're benefiting from people that we poured into and invested in, our interns and people like that back then. And now, guess what? They're bosses at the jobs they at. Right. So they had NFL Network calling, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna get y'all a feature right here." They had Washington Post, "Hey, we're gonna get y'all a feature right here." They had New Balance, "Hey, man, yeah, we gonna do a collab this and that." People that we saw like potential in early and said, "You know what, look, I'm gonna give you all the game I can give you. I might can't give you the finances at this moment, but I'm gonna give you the game that you're gonna go later on and resell that game to somebody else. You got it from me for free. You're gonna charge the next man."
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, we just reaping the benefits of doing right by people, always giving people an opportunity. You know how many kids come in my store, man, that got straight A's that we done gave. I'm talking about T-shirts, hats, all that, for good grades. And I don't go post it on that. This is what you're supposed to do. This the balance of the world. And you got to know that. I know my calling. I know for a long time, me and my crew was like a stepping stone for people. Because everybody that came along and set up under us, they went and blossomed. Even when we fell on hard times, they took off. Right? Now it's our turn. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And it take a different type of individual to be able to be patient like that over them years and watch people that you invested in continuously blossom and you still stay down. It's a different type of being. You gotta be a different type of person for sure.
And it's a certain. It takes a, and that's why I felt like when I first entered the store, like this is home, because I felt like I was amongst like-minded people. In the sense of not only you're providing a service to the community, but you're showing that, like, for us as black folks, it's okay to one, pass down knowledge. It's okay to connect. It's okay to exchange information, because I've been in store so many times, and there's conversations about mental health, gun violence, sports, anything you can think of, right? You're there shopping, but there's all these different conversations going on. I'm like, man, like this is not a normal place you go just to shop. I mean, it's almost like it's a safe house as well for us to go and congregate and feel safe, not be judged, and regardless whether you buy anything or not, right? You leave there with a better sense of appreciation for your own people, right? And part of the reason why we have this show is because every single person we've brought on this show encapsulates that very thing, right? Doing right by people, passing down knowledge. Because at the end of the day, like you say, it's about how you treat people.
Provide them a service.
And every single day I wake up, I always think about, man, okay, not only what can I do to be better than I was yesterday, but what type of impact will I have on someone today, right? Because I always try to make sure, and this is why me and Scoop are so close, because we have a lot of these same values as far as we need to do right by people. Right, but it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about the folks we love and care about as well. What can we pass on to them, family, friends, whoever, that will have a life lasting impact on them, right? Because the one thing that I always do all the time whenever I speak to someone's, how's everything going? How are you feeling?
You don't know how important that is, though.
Because you never know what
everything
someone is
Gucci.
going through.
I tell anybody that call my phone, hey, always greet first.
Absolutely.
It's important. You don't know what I'm going through.
Right.
You know, so, and the other thing about that is learning how to balance that, right? When I say that, like, sometimes the people that surround us more than others, we might treat outsiders better. You know what I mean? Meaning, like, because we know, oh, that's my family, is whatever. But nah,
I know exactly.
I just had to learn that. You know, with my tight knit circle, like I gotta make sure I sacrifice for them too. I always feel like, oh yeah, they're gonna be all right because they my homies. But nah, I really should. The same way that I treat those customers that come in there, I should be able to treat my friends like that too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm overextended for them.
Yeah.
I need to overextend for them too. Because
Stay close to you.
Absolutely. Because just as well as something go wrong, I know for a fact I can count on them. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's a balance too. And like I said, for the store, I pray that it continues to blossom, and it will, because I talk a lot of stuff into existence. But there's so many other things that I want to implement for the future of the museum. I want to create an opportunity for, like, the youth that's coming up, because they're so creative, right? I mean, like, they got so much information like in the palm of their hand every day. We didn't have that. I had to tell them, like, when I was in high school, it was 4 computers at Cardozo, bro, and none of them was color screen. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, the library, you could barely get in there. It wasn't no laptop. You know what I mean? So, like, y'all, I'm gonna see how y'all fail tests. Y'all got your phone, Google, all this stuff. Anyway, but the new youngsters, I want to teach them about not only fashion but retail as a whole.
Yeah, the business
about spacing on the floor. You know, understanding people, understanding money, being knowledgeable of product. Then I want to teach them about production and how it really works, because some people, we go through this with a lot of customers too, right? Yeah, I'm trying to get this and that, and they think that we must have like a secret factory downstairs in the store that like creates this stuff, and it comes out in
like
two hours or something.
Inventory.
Like, and it comes out in 2 hours. Yeah, you know what? You should make this in purple. You call me when they come in purple. Like, I'm just this one person. I'm just gonna change the whole thing so I can just make that in. You know what I mean? So, and then the other thing is teaching people about customer service, because that's a whole job that you have to pay somebody. I'm talking about returning emails. Absolutely. We still trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Returning emails, responding back to emails. Honestly, as a business, you're not obligated to reply to someone's DM. I don't know where that came from. Like, this social media platform is for us to promote our business. Any inquiries should go to info at it's not because you DM me what time y'all open today.
It says that in your bio. Probably says that in your bio.
Absolutely.
They just skip past that.
So, like, that's one too. And then you have to be in a space where you understand that sometimes they just don't know. you got to know. Like, it helps you deal with them better by saying, you know what, she just said this wild, crazy shit because she really has no clue
at all.
I had a situation where, we did the collaboration with the Commanders. So, Commanders, they bought product from us to resell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we had product that we sold through us. Yep. We didn't put none of ours online. You came in the store, you was able to get what we had, which sold out in a day, whatever. Right. The stuff at the stadium sold out too. So a lady came in the other day and she was like, "Yeah, I bought this hoodie, and y'all sent me the wrong size, this and that." And I was like, "Well, we never put anything online, so we didn't send you the wrong size." I was just letting her know that. Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm telling you, man. Now they trying to y'all trying to cancel my order this now. So I said, we didn't never put anything online. Right. I said, but let me help you. Let me see. You have your order confirmation, and she was dealing with Fanatics.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And Fanatics made that mistake, right?
Yep.
But she just didn't know. And I had to tell her, listen, that's Fanatics. We aren't Fanatics. Right. So any inquiries about that, this is their email that you email them about your order. She just didn't know. Average person, man, you ain't gonna be coming in here talking to us like that. Nah, bro. It's just, you gotta understand. They just don't know. Right. But it's my job to educate them. Mm-hmm. That's the duty. As long as they get up and come and walk through that door, it's our job to educate them on not only the product, the way the business works, how things work, how money works here with return policy. You have to educate them. The average person, they do not read the fine print
at all.
I'm telling you, they don't. I'm witnessing it every day.
At all. I'm a server, and people be like this, like, "Can I get this?" Mm-hmm. I'll be like, "Yeah, you want everything on it? What's everything? What was you doing when you did this? What was you doing? Like, what was you doing? Like, I'm trying to figure out."
Man, that's crazy. And the other thing too, right, is one of the most humbling things is for me. We've had a lot of success over the last couple years, like. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of success, and sometimes in the business when you provide a service, right, although it's our job to serve you, we are not your servant. Absolutely. Right? So somebody like me, I might be in the store and, just trying to help out. People, I get it from time to time. It's a humbling experience. People talk to me crazy. Mm-hmm. I mean, literally be talking at me. Yeah, Slim, man, do you got this joint in a blue hat, man? Give me that joint and that joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be at the register, ring me up. Yeah. It's fine with me. It's
you got to, I'm a server. No, I'm telling you,
it's incredible.
I understand.
Women, men, older guys, everybody. Especially, like, even dudes in the street, man. Like, they come. Talk to me like I'm beneath the earth.
I'm telling you. Yeah, don't fuck my prime rib up. I'm like, sir, what? I'm not even cooking it.
Slim, man. Who working this jump, man? Come on, man. I'm trying to get this jump. This jump. Listen,
it's
bro.
True. It's ridiculous.
It's humbling. I'm telling you, it's humbling. Yeah. Coming from where I come from, it's humbling.
Yes, sir.
And, I get it because I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just made $220. I came out on top. I made $220. He probably gonna come back because he probably felt like, man, they had my beck and call. It's part of the business. True.
Yeah,
everything is a mind thing. When you're an entrepreneur and you're a leader, understanding personnel is key. Right?
That compartmentalize.
Hardest job I've ever had to do was convince, and me and G talk about this all the time. Convince other people to have the same energy as you to your baby. You know what I'm saying? That's the hardest thing. They're not invested financially, physically, none. This your brain.
Right.
But you want them to have that work ethic and same love. This is your baby. So as a leader, that's one of the most challenging things. To get them to have that. And to get them to push for the brand like you would push for the brand. Man. Without them being, they're not invested financially.
Right. It's
you know, a lot of times we only work for the stuff that we invested in.
Right. Have a stake in.
Mm-hmm. Try to convince somebody that, ooh, not used to nothing. And you, hey man, you know I need you to do this. Nah, man, people ain't going for that.
Wasn't it for me?
So I gotta paint a picture once a week. I gotta paint a picture with my staff.
Right.
Hey, this is the goal. This is our goal. Can't talk in the eyes. No.
There's no I in team, right?
None. Got to. You gotta and you can catch a lot of people who've probably worked by themselves for a long time.
Yep.
That's all they say is I.
Yep.
Never say we.
Right.
I feel we.
Right.
When we got something going on and we did something with the command, I said, man, hey, y'all, we should all be happy. We did a good job. Facts. So they got to feel like they won. Even the small victories, they have to feel like they won. Yep. And I got to know, and me and G split a lot of times, understanding our personnel with the people that work at the store. Yep. And even the people that work behind the scenes. I got to know their personality. I got to know when I see them right at the edge, and I got to pull them back. Right. So I got to do something that day. Man, look, today, man, you going to go get something to eat, man. Kick it up. Let them handle that.
And it's okay if their personality is not exactly like you and G's.
Exactly.
You got to be okay with that.
Yep.
Everybody don't have the same faith and belief you have or the work ethic. You got to understand. So knowing your personnel, I play point guard basketball, so it's the same thing.
Makes a great leader.
It's the same thing.
Leader, man.
I'm not going to put my big man. I'm not going to drop him a pass when he's 22 feet away from the basket and be having him dribbling. I'm going to wait all the way. I'm going to drive all the way down the defense, get inside the paint, and I'm going to drop him off on a little pitch pass right there, and he can just finish at the rim. My shooter, he can't put the ball on the floor, so I'm going to penetrate, make the defense soak in, and then I'm going to kick it out to him, and he can shoot. I know this. It's the same thing with all your staff, all your people that work behind the scenes, even with your accountant. You got to know these things. It's tough being a leader. My nights are different. I can say that. I don't sleep that well.
That's okay.
You know, and I'm cool with that, but I find time to make up for that sleep, with my power naps. Exactly. Because sometimes the mind just racing.
Right.
Especially when you taste what success is like. Mm-hmm. And then you make an adjustment to your lifestyle because of that success. Yeah. Man, you want it. I don't know if I'll ever be to the point where I'm satisfied. I'm okay with that, though.
Me too. Me too.
Most people be like, oh, man, you and G, y'all just did this. Y'all done traveled the world, been to da-da-da. I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much more to do.
There's so much
but
more
then
to
I
do.
go into this more, I'll be like, yeah, but there's so much I could have done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
No, I should have done that. Man, we made $1 million. So what? Make $2 million.
No, I feel that. That's
for real, man.
That's the mentality you should have to have.
I could sell out of 350 jackets of one color, and I'd be like, should just did 5. Why not take the gamble? You know you can do it. Yeah. Those are the battles I have myself. This is every day, too.
Yeah.
This is every day.
But that's what you got to do to become great, man.
Oh, man.
Challenge yourself every day.
Every day.
You got to learn
and
how to
I
adapt
don't mind taking from nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to podcasts and motivational speaking a lot.
Yep.
Cause that's another thing
Knowledge
too.
is
You
key.
gotta paint your own picture. You take a piece of everybody and you make your own masterpiece. You know,
it's a fact.
And with fashion and design, and let me say this to all the designers out there with these brands and so-called fashion designers and fashion designers. What you doing isn't new.
Right.
You have to know that. You've been inspired by somebody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Design is just, I'm inspired, take a little bit from them peoples, put a little bit of my sauce on there, let me put it out to my core audience.
Right.
That's all it is. Stop thinking, Man, he stole my... Fashion recycles itself every 10, 5 years, whatever.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
These styles, it's already been here. You didn't make this up.
Right.
Nah, I be putting the zippers at the bottom of mine. They saw me do that. Isn't half of the time, y'all working with the same factory. The factory going, hey, you should put the zippers right. I could do this for you, right? How you think we got fake Jordans? The same factory that's making the Jordans for Nike. Shit, let me just change the thread and put these out for a lower number. I could sell them directly to the consumer. What do you mean? They didn't come up with that style.
Yeah.
No, we just gonna resell it, twist it a little bit, so you can't tell because you don't have that eye. You getting the B grades, you don't know.
Right.
But like everybody's inspired by somebody, man. Come on, man, stop it. With all that, oh man, I'm the first one to do that. No, you not. This been going on for a long time. You just don't know who did it first.
Right.
People think Christian Louboutin was the first one with the red bottom. They weren't, but they got popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about who's what group of audience is seeing it and blowing it up. You know, so that's just
which adds into the marketing aspect of it as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And marketing is key. Something has to lead up to something. I don't care what you do. Like I tell the people that about their brand all the time. Bro, you can't just put out product. I'm gonna give you an example of how music and all this plays into it. You get these artists, right? Make their first album or first mixtape. They might be 27. On that first tape, they've written everything about 5 years old from what they could remember to 27 years old. You know why a lot of people never make it outside of the first album, second album, or first album or first mixtape? They have nothing else to talk about. You gotta live. You gotta be inspired. You gotta watch people. You gotta listen to people. Yeah, it's the same thing with this, man. You gotta constantly. I get creative block all the time. I just might fly to LA, go around, look at all the brands and what they're doing, especially the high end brands. I don't care if you said we made a hoodie like Ambush. I don't care. Yeah. I'm making it for my people at a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I chose to do. If they come after me, I gotta settle with that. I'm cool with that though. But the amount of people that I affect and I'm able to serve, some of my people like Ambush hoodie. They can never afford it. They're gonna get them a museum rope hoodie though, for sure, and be able to get the cousin some and all that. With that one hoodie that was $675, they buying mine at $80. They could buy it 8 times. That's come on. Gotta make it for you. I don't see no other way.
Yeah.
Life changing. People coming there during that Christmas time. Miss Ann and them from 16th and Jackson Street. She got 6 grandkids. She only got enough money to get about 4 of them something. It's my duty. Oh, let's get the other 2 something and then throw some hats in there for them too.
Absolutely.
You think she ever gonna forget that?
Nope.
Then when she go to the hair salon with the rest of the 55-year-olds and 60-year-olds, she was like, oh, them guys up the street, they're my kids.
Exactly.
Word of mouth is powerful. That's why I'm saying always do right by people.
And it spreads like wildfire.
Come on, man.
That's
We
why
ain't never spend no money on no marketing at the museum. I never paid no advertisement. Organically, 60,000+ followers. Organically.
Right.
I've served over 10,000 people. Organically. Yeah. And I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to do the other things, but I'm just saying we've been able to be blessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Organically.
Yeah.
We blessed, man. I'm not going to sit right here and act like, that we not. To be in the situation that we in with the whole DC, Maryland, Virginia backing us, but artists, man, average about 50, 60 orders a week out of town.
Right.
I'm past Virginia.
Right.
I had to say, who's in Wyoming? Never marketed to Wyoming. They're there. Who's in South Dakota?
Who's in Fargo?
Get that money, man.
I never even heard of some of the
Get that
cities.
Fargo money, man.
Man.
I'm telling you.
Man.
And I just know, man, like, other thing is too, man, you gotta understand, like, everything that we do, it's not just about us,
Right.
We do gotta take care of ourselves. But being black men, in the situations we in. I'm not gonna make an excuse. Say, oh, you know, our situation. It is rough though. Being a provider, what narrative is being pushed out about us, and the things that we think being successful, and like, you know, I mean, we battle with a lot of different things, right? About, you know, emotions. They tell us you can't be emotional.
Yep.
You know, all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do what's best for you, man.
Got to.
And I know everybody say that, but I mean, literally, you gotta find a place that you're not just telling yourself you happy, but you can feel it.
You can feel it, yeah.
Because then when you feel it, you probably never gonna mention it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm get out today.
Mm-hmm.
The sun don't gotta be shining for me to get out and have a good day. I'm telling you that.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
I really be having the energy on a Saturday, like, I'm about to meet new people up at the store. That's a blessing. That's why I know I'm in a good place. Cause I've been at the bottom. I seen what it's like. I seen questioning how good I really am. I seen questioning, oh, all these people believe in me. Like, why hasn't it happened for me before?
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. I've been there with people pulling at your leg. I'm responsible for 16 people every week. I don't know if they know what the pressure of that is. If I don't go out and do my job, 16 people are affected by me not doing my job, right? And then the second generation of that is another 16 people, because some of them have 2 kids or 1 kid, you know? So 32 plus people are affected when me and G don't go out and do our job. Do you really want to be a boss? Are you really a leader? Are you really willing to sacrifice your personal income, some of your personal things, because you see
for the greater good?
You got to do it if you want to. That's
everybody.
What you want to do.
I'm a boss and all.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Are you really though? Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah, I
their
understand.
nights, but my nights is up at the ceiling, racing. I don't know about their mornings, but mine's is full of emails, text messages, family members, hands out.
Right.
No question. Yeah. What you really do? You take care of your mama?
Right.
Yeah. You can base them off of how they deal with their kid and their mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People make a lot of money, but how your mom and your kid living?
Right.
You know. And I take pride in that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and that's the thing. Everyone wants to be a boss. Everyone wants to be a leader. Everybody want to be at the tip of the spear.
With it.
But you don't know what comes with that. And if you don't, that's okay. I mean, even if you're not built for it, that's okay. Everyone's not built to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta understand that within yourself.
Right. But what I know, being a, because I mean I consider myself a leader, but I don't speak on it though. Mm-hmm. It's about how I move.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you have to understand that it's never really about you. At the end of the day, it's always about your village. People surrounding you. People surrounding you. People even outside of your village that you don't even know. Yeah. And that goes back to what I was saying as far as having a positive impact on people outside your village to make them want to come in your village.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And make them feel comfortable enough to even reach.
Right.
You know, because sometimes, like, I'll give you an example of, like, being a business owner in DC. It's a lot. It's a lot of paperwork and stuff that people have no clue about that you have to do in order to operate in Washington. I have a brick and mortar. I mean, my hat's off to people that just got to ship their packages out from their house, promote on Instagram and all that. I got a real brick. I'm talking, I got to clean that junk, restock inventory, pay every bill possible. Electric, cable, Wi-Fi, top of the line Wi-Fi, POS systems, all these things go into place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, even like finding funding, because we ain't get no head start. Ain't nobody come in and kick us no bread or nothing like that. Right. But you got this thing about the bank being black and walking there. Can't go ask them for money. They're gonna say no. You know. And a lot of them say no, about 90% of them. So, really building up business credit, gotta try to get somebody else's money in it, though.
Yeah.
In order to expand, it takes some money because it's big transitions. Who's to say you'll even stick with the same manufacturer?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you get the money, people grant you $5 million. You probably ain't gonna deal with him no more. I'm gonna go right here, better quality, better numbers. But that transition from you still having to serve your everyday customer to waiting this 6 months for these people to ship this new product to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, funding is key. Operating costs is key. Cushion is key. I opened up the door, man. We opened up the door, man. I'm told probably 3 bands left in that account and some product on a whim, but believing in us though, him believing in me and me believing in him. At the end of the day, if we got this product, we gonna make us some bread. That's what it was. Ain't no loan from the bank, no nothing. All the grants and stuff and opportunities that came along from the city, that came after we did the work. Ain't nobody give us nothing in the beginning. Everybody was intimidated. That's a tough place to be in too when everybody around you take out their insecurities on you. When we first got that brick and mortar, man, y'all shouldn't do no store, man. Overhead costs too much and this and that. Now we about to buy a building. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying people that said that now, like look at them now. Like they be, yeah, man, I'm about to open me a joint up. I'd be like, damn. Well, I'm glad I inspired you.
Nah, for real. Yeah.
For real.
I didn't even take it when you said that I shouldn't do it. It didn't really bother me because I know what I can do.
Probably didn't think it was possible, and they saw it was possible. Now they're like, okay,
man, you should see the amount of brands opening up every day now. And guess what? People like, man, don't you be mad? Everybody be doing this now. I said, why would I be mad?
Yeah.
I know I can look out the window and say, I inspired a lot of people.
Yeah.
They really think they can do it because I'm doing it, you know? Yeah.
What you mad for?
Yeah, but I'm be mad. Listen, I got my core audience. I'm cool with that. And guess what? They gonna go buy other people's stuff in the city.
Right.
It's up to me to keep pushing out good product so they can keep coming back. I gotta stay consistent.
Right.
Like I said, it's a marathon.
Right.
I mean, everybody get hot.
Right. I mean, that's the thing too. With our own people, we get so caught up and worried about. You want to be aware of your surroundings, but not to the point where you lose sight of what you're trying to do.
Dude, right? Yeah.
Right. Because UNG had a vision, regardless of what anybody said. Like, okay, all right, cool.
And a lot of them did not believe in it when we first said it. I'm telling you they didn't.
Right.
Y'all about to do clothes.
As long as y'all did.
Nah, look at it. We was able to connect the dots with all these people who we wanted to connect the dots with in music. Now we connecting dots with them through clothes. Our clothes, not nobody else's clothes.
Right.
You go in a lot of these boutiques and stuff like that, they sell other people's clothes. They in the business of selling other people's clothes. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right. That's a 50-50 split.
Right.
Nah, it's a 50% markup. Nah, cool. I need all mine.
Yeah, I know that.
I need the 80 piece.
Right.
And guess what? I don't got to confine with the way that they want their clothes put out. This is mine. If I want to put Daryl and Tyrone in our clothes, I could do that. I ain't got to wait for no pictures from that brand and say, hey, you all need to post at this angle and this light and all that. Nah. And if you ever notice, take time to really look at it. We use everyday people as our models.
Yep.
You know what they supposed to wake up and say? Shit, I could put that on. That's all right for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be, though.
All age demographics, though.
Kids. Oh, kids, everybody.
Middle age.
Plus size. Skinny women. Everything.
Hello.
Got to get up there. Some people be in the store, be like, yo, we about to shoot today. How you feeling? You got some extra shoes in the car? Come on, you in this today. They be like, hold on, for real?
Big people
I
like
ain't
clothes
did my
too.
head. Nah, you good. We want you. And then people, you got to know that people see them on these platforms and be like, hey, you was modeling with the museum. You a model now? But although it's a uncomfortable situation, but it still make them feel good, though. It's like, some people never got no professional pictures taken of them.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Know how many free items I've given away since I've been in there? Some people never received free nothing in their life. Man, with 41 years old, work with Metro, told me, man. I said, man, look, man, we got these extra socks for you, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, spent $300, threw some extra socks in there for him. He said, how much is it? I said, no, that's free. That's on us. We appreciate you.
Crazy, bro.
We just hope you come back.
Yeah.
He was stuck Sitting there looking at me for a minute. He like, nah, you serious? I'm like, I'm absolutely serious, bro. Like, did you want another color or you cool with the black? Nah, this is good. He said, man, Slim, I'm 41 years old, man. Ain't nobody never gave me nothing free in my life. You never know who you affect. And this following, this motion that we have is all because we do right by people. You know how much money we've given to funerals, to people of customers that passed away? I don't care if it was $1,000. It was $1,000 we worked for. That we decided to say, hey, you know, I ain't go post that and all that. How many kids going to Florida, the football teams we give money to? How many cheerleading jump we did T-shirts for? Man, the list goes on. We done so much stuff and just didn't even document it. But guess what though? They go and get around other people and they tell people that. Then everybody say, you know what? Go support them peoples up there, man. Good guys. People got to be able to say great things about you when your name come up.
Absolutely.
All I ever pray for is they continue to mention the museum brand in the rooms that I'm not in or I have yet to be in. That's all I can pray for. Because if I get in the room or G get in the room, we know we going to blossom. That's not. It's just about getting a seat at the table sometimes. And being patient enough to wait for it. Because I'm patient. I understand this.
Man.
It's long term. Long term, man. I know you had your runs and someday you had some rough months and all that. Preparation is key. I'd rather be paranoid than be late for the party. Right. I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. Oh, who all gonna be there? I need to know. You know what I'm walking into, so I can be all right. Anything or I need to be able to, hey man, you know, we probably shouldn't go there. Let me make them decisions. But I'd rather be paranoid. And that comes with the business, my life, all that. I'm cool with just being paranoid. It's fine. It works for me. Because I got too many people that count on me, you know? You gotta understand that too. We gotta make sure we protect our leaders too, man. As much as possible. We have to. You don't know how many people count on them peoples, man. How many youngers want to start a brand might see me. I don't even know them. Right. But I'm just saying that they inspired by me. They inspired by G. They inspired by the brand. Come on, we gotta make sure we protect it and keep stuff like this around for a long time. Right. And build a production warehouse here where we able to show the youngers how, man, look, y'all can build y'all online. Because they creative. Yeah, they are. The millennials under me and then the ones under them, they incredibly creative. I seen a 13-year-old, she flat out sew. I said, man, you know, when I was 13, sewing machine, you didn't have no access to nothing like that. Nor was we trying to do nothing like that. Right. We go to Boys and Girls Club, you know, play around, chase little girls too. This. I don't know none of that. Y'all starting businesses at 12 and 13. Lemonade stands, cranking. Cash shop, all this. Oh, man. They just need a little game. I wish somebody would have came and grabbed me and G. Was like, look, I'm into this joint. Even in the music side. Man, I'm in this joint. Just the way y'all go, this and that. But I like the road we took. It took us all the way around the Beltway. But the experiences that I learned from it, they built it. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. I'm telling you, it taught me so much. And it built a conscience. Because that's key. Conscience is key. If you don't have one, you could be in some real trouble. Right. And all my consciences was built by some of the L's that I took. Because they weren't really L's because like I take something from them. Even every relationship that I've been in with a girl, I'm taking something up out of it. It's not really an L. I feel like you just building me up for my wife.
Facts.
I'm supposed to get that. I'm supposed to go through this right here with you. Right. So then when this other situation come, even if it get a little weird, I got that feeling already. And my conscience is clicking saying, hey, you know, we've been here before. You remember that sign right there? Right. Yeah, that happened right there. You know what I mean? So,
and that's why, you know, that's why I never say I have any regrets about anything I do in my life. When something bad happens and I get asked, like, man, you don't regret that, Vic? Or you don't feel no type of way about it? No, I don't have any regrets. Yeah. Because whether it was the right decision or the wrong decision, I made that decision for a reason. And I have enough sense of awareness and a conscience to realize that, listen, this thing we call life is not just going to be this.
Yeah.
It's a roller. It really is a roller coaster. You're going to go up. You're going to come down a little bit. You're going to go back up. That exercise we did with Nika, the art therapy exercise, right? We created this piece of art where Scoop, he drew peaks and valleys, right? I mean, me and this man, we know each other like the back of our hands. So what I did was I filled in those peaks and valleys to symbolize that. All right, yeah, you may go down a little bit, but you ain't gonna fall to the
depth of it,
to the bottom, right? And that's what life is. You gonna have your ups and downs, and that's okay. But never have I ever felt like anything that I've might have had a setback or an L about. It was
one of the things
I
definitely have to say before we close it up, Slim, is this to some of the all listeners.
Yeah,
we gotta do a better job, right? With having this platform that we have at showing the work and the process. Because some of our leaders today is the people under us and just our audience. They think this is a microwave society. Oh, I went and did this with my results. They, you know what I mean? Yep. So I think if we're going to document and put out content, we have to show the work part of it. Because we can't complain about people walking up to us like, yeah, man, give me your manufacturer. They skipping steps because there's no steps being shown. They would respect it if they was able to see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. And then two, for every single person that wants to be an entrepreneur, step out and do something on their own, and finances is playing a major role in them not only feeling like they can accomplish it, but actually accomplishing it, right? I just want to say this to them. It's a tough situation, right? Because money does play a major role. Right. But you got to do the other work until the money comes. There's other ways to build, whether it be networking, whether it be researching what you're doing, what other companies are doing that do what you do. Right. You got to do the work and become as educated as possible on your journey until the finances come. Because a lot of times we like, man, I can't do this because I don't got the money that. Become educated on it.
Gotcha.
As much as possible. I'm talking about any documentary, anything, Google, whatever it is, you have to be extremely educated on it. Because people are paying consultants every day. Yep. Every day. Nike outsources for 85% of their work. Marketing, advertising, and everything. They'll go and say, hey, we'll pay you $60,000 for you all to do it. I'm just get out the way. So if you're educated on it and know how to execute it, that's the opportunity to use that funding for your personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes total sense to me. Before we get out of here, one more question I want to ask: the collaboration with Feli. Man, how was that, man? How was that?
Amazing.
How did that
honestly,
come
we
apart?
didn't get a lot of push from them, but the opportunity. This been like my life anyway. Yeah, all I need is the platform, you know. So they was wondering like, oh, why do y'all want to do a Feli or whatever? I said because you don't understand what that shoe meant to our city either, though. You know what I mean? Y'all have no clue because back then it wasn't no social media. The hustlers and the people in the band were the superstars here. And the hustlers wore those. They wore those with the Feli tracksuits. And you like, I know he got money. Yeah, I can see he got money. You know what I'm saying? And the big straw chairs at the go-go and stuff like that. You know, you knew that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I told them, man, we're going to do that. And then I always, just to close it out with this, I always like to take things that everybody not on and bring the light to them because then it shows our value. Man, niggas ain't buying no Feli. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, they went. Now people buying the Feli. That's how I go.
Any closing remarks before we get up out of here, real quick?
Man, thank y'all for this therapy. I appreciate y'all.
Anytime, bro.
Thank you for the therapy, bro. That's
Anytime.
it.
Do it for.
Sometimes I'll be bottled in. You know what I mean? And it's a great thing to be able to release and amongst my peers, and not only that, but just not be judged either. You know, and to be able to be vulnerable amongst other men. You know?
Yeah.
So
this is why we do this show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's for everyone. It's for our people, but it's for everyone. You got anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Get money and drink water.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother.
No problem.
That is it for today's show, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to this incredible show. This is Spade of Spades podcast. We got a back-to-back, so we got another show next week to close out the season.
Like the cover of Lethal Weapon.
Y'all be safe. Happy holidays.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And we'll see y'all next weekend. Y'all be safe.